Hey guys, and welcome back to the Political Whiz, where you will find all the whiz on politics and history. And today we will be analyzing the 2020 congressional election for the 11th District of the state of New York, which will be held on Election Day, November 3rd, 2020. And now, let's take a look at the candidates' profiles. Max Rose was first enlisted in the military in 2010. When he was in the military, he was deployed to Afghanistan, and while serving there, he was wounded. For his military service, he received the Purple Heart and the Bronze Star. He first ran for Congress in 2018, and he ran against Republican incumbent Dan Donovan. He pulled off a political upset in a traditionally red district and actually unseated the Republican incumbent despite the fact that he didn't have a chance of winning. In response to the COVID-19 crisis that has hit the state of New York, he deployed with the New York National Guard for relief efforts. He is now running for re-election to serve a second term as a congressman. Our next candidate is Nicole Malliotakis. Malliotakis started her career off by working for former New York Governor George Pataki and former State Senator John Markey. During the 2016 presidential elections, Nicole Malliotakis was the chair for Florida Senator Marco Rubio's presidential campaign in the state of New York during the Republican primaries. She is a member of the New York State Assembly since 2011, serving from the 60th State Assembly District. In 2017, she ran for mayor of New York against incumbent Mayor Bill de Blasio, and if she would have been elected, she would have become New York's first female mayor. However, she lost the election to Bill de Blasio. It should be noted that the only borough she won was Staten Island, which comes entirely under the 11th Congressional District. Now she is running for Congress from the 11th Congressional District, the same congressional district she won by a landslide back in the 2017 mayoral elections. And now we will take a look at the 2016 and 2018 election results. In the 2016 presidential elections, Donald Trump won comfortably by about 16 percentage points. According to the 2016 congressional district election results, Republican incumbent Dan Donovan won by about 20 points. However, in the 2018 congressional elections, Donovan's Democratic challenger, Max Rose, unseated him, and that isn't surprising considering that 2018 was a Democratic wave year, meaning that this was a year that Democrats made a lot of gains in Congress. It should be noted that despite the fact that this district leans towards the right, for Max Rose to win this district, even though he wasn't leading in any of the polls, was widely seen as a political upset. We're now going to take a look at the voting trends for the 11th congressional district. Based on recent presidential election results, Republicans won by over 10 points in 2016. The only two times that this district voted for a Democrat was back in the 2000 and 2012 presidential elections. This district almost voted for a Democrat back in the year 2008, and it should be noted that this was also a Democratic wave year and Barack Obama was the Democratic candidate at the time. I was a little surprised that Obama didn't win this district back in 2008, since it was a Democratic wave year. Nonetheless, he didn't lose by such a wide margin and lost very narrowly. Basing off of these recent presidential election results, it shows that this district tends to vote for Republicans. We will now take a look at the demographics of this district. According to the Cook Political Voting Index, or CPVI, which measures the political leaning of an area, it gives Republicans a 3-point advantage. About 73% of the people in this district are white. The median income for this district stands at about $70,000. The median income gives an advantage to Republicans because according to the 2018 congressional exit polls, those who made more than $50,000 narrowly voted for Republicans. Based on this data, it gives an advantage to Republicans due to a large number of white people living in the district, and this is because Republicans tend to perform better among white people, and according to the CPVI, this district leans towards the right. Moving on now to the money raised by each campaign. According to this, Max Rose has raised about $5 million compared to Malliotakis, who has raised about $1.5 million. This piece of data gives an absolute advantage to Rose, and this matters because if you're going to run in an election, you need to have enough money in order to air ads, hold events, campaign rallies, and much more. So for this reason, Max Rose has an absolute advantage in this. We will now take a look at the electoral history of Nicole Malliotakis. As previously mentioned, Malliotakis is currently a member of the New York State Assembly, and her district covers parts of Staten Island, which is in the 11th Congressional District. Back in 2010, she ran against a two-term Democratic incumbent, Janelle Heyer Spencer, and successfully unseated her. Afterwards, she won all of her elections by a landslide and ran unopposed in 2016. In addition, she may have not won the 2017 mayoral election, but she decisively won Staten Island with about 70 to 80% of the vote. This is very important because this shows she is very well known in the 11th Congressional District and shows that her representation is overwhelmingly approved by a majority majority of her constituents. And now we will wrap things up with my analysis. This has been rated as a true toss-up district by almost all political pundits. Staten Island, which is one of the 5 boroughs of New York City, is the most conservative or Republican area in New York City, which makes the 11th Congressional District lean towards the right. The 11th Congressional District does vote for Democrats, but it's quite rare. Looking at Malliotakis' electoral history, it shows that she has won her elections by solid margins, and once again, her constituency lies in the 11th Congressional District. However, with recent events such as the COVID-19 crisis in New York and the Black Lives Matter movement, it has led to President Trump's high disapproval ratings in New York, which means that these two events favor Democrats in the state of New York and could favor Rose in boosting his chances of being re-elected. In addition, Max Rose has deployed with the National Guard during the COVID-19 crisis, which is good for appealing to his constituents and shows that he is taking action during a time of crisis. However, Max Rose did vote to impeach President Trump, and this could hurt his chances considering the fact that he is representing a traditionally Republican district as a Democrat. I honestly believe Nicole Malliotakis has a decent shot at winning because she has consistently won her elections for the last 10 years from her constituency, which covers the 11th Congressional District and is a traditionally Republican district. And now, I ask you, who do you think will win the 2020 Congressional District for the 11th Congressional District of New York? Make sure to make your comments down below. In the meantime, that's all for now. Like, subscribe, and share this video. Turn on the bell icon to be notified whenever I post. Please comment or suggest down below as this will help me improve my future videos. Follow me on Twitter at political_whiz. Thanks for watching.